14 years in the making. Was it worth the wait? Let's find out. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Boken Inc. This video is going to be a little bit of a two-parter. It's going to be a review, two reviews actually, two reviews in one. It's going to be Incredibles 2. It's going to be my little review and kind of first reaction of the movie. And then after that, I have a second part, a bonus part, also having to deal with The Incredibles. So stay tuned after this little review for something else that's coming after. So it's a twofer. It's a two for one. You guys get a little bonus since I've been away for a little bit. So I got that for you. So Incredibles 2. 14 years. Was it worth it? I'm gonna have to go out on a limb and say, yeah, it was well worth the 14-year wait that we had to wait for the second part of this franchise, Incredibles. Um, Everything didn't skip a beat from the intro music to when everything first kicks off. Everything is just as you remember it, and they even did us the excuse me, they even did us the solid of picking up right where the first one left off. And I remember at the end of the first one when they were driving or they were walking, can't remember which one, but they were doing that, and the Underminer came and he wanted to wreak havoc on the city, and they all looked at each other and they all put the little mask on, and then they cut off after that. Well, it picks up right where that one left off, and I was so glad because I know a lot of us were wondering, well, what happened after that, since they gave us that little cliffhanger at the end. So you get to find out what happens when the Underminer comes from under the ground. Won't spoil anything here. This will be a spoiler free preview, but they show you what happens after, or what happens with the Underminer. Um, and then it picks up after that. Superheroes are still a thing. They're still on the ground. They're still illegal. They're not supposed to be using their powers. They're not supposed to be doing any of this stuff. So that's where the main real focus of the story comes into, because um, Elastigirl gets a. I don't even know if I should be saying this or not for people that haven't seen the movie yet. But let's just say that Elastigirl in this one is the forefront, just like Mr. Incredible was the forefront of Scott at the first movie. Elastigirl is pretty much the forefront of this movie, and everything that happens along that line is pretty much centered around her. And then the family, the husband and the family and the kids are kind of not second, but they're kind of like pushed a little bit to the background, and Elastigirl is given a little bit more light to shine in this movie, which is still fantastic. Um, they touched on a couple of things in this movie, not nothing too heavy, not nothing too political, just kind of like some real world uh, type stuff that happens in the movie while Elastigirl is off. Mr. Incredible is left to deal with the kids, so that's one thing that they dealt with. A father, or in this case, he wasn't really a single father, but he's a father when the wife was working and the husband has to stay home and take care of the kids. So he has that all of that going on with trying to raise not two but three. Remember, he has three kids. He has Dash, Violet, and he also has Jack Jack, who's you know doing his Jack Jack stuff. So he's go ahead and do that. And speaking of Jack Jack, he is the main. Well, he's not the main star, but I do say that Jack Jack does steal the show. Once he comes on and it's time for him to get his little parts in there, then everything from that is all him. And he gets into some very interesting baby not baby situations, I guess you can say. Trying to dance around what happens or what doesn't happen. But yeah, Jack Jack gets into some very funny and baby esque situations, and it really works out. And it really did a really good job at doing that. They really did a job with the rest of the cast. Frozone, Samuel Jackson. It was great to hear him back on the thing as Frozone again. And of course, since it's Disney and since this is a children's movie, there are no motherfuckers in this movie. So if you were hoping for one, shame on you. This is Disney. You know they don't play that. So there's no cursing in this movie, especially from him. But yeah, it's good to see him back in action. He has a couple of good scenes, some really good stuff. So he does that. All in all, man, I was entirely pleased with the movie. The villain in the movie, the Screen Slaver, um, pretty standard, pretty standard villain that you would probably see in a Marvel movie. Like another one of the YouTubers that I follow said that if you was to take Screen Slaver and put that person into a Marvel movie, it could probably work. And that's, I can see that. I could see Screen Slaver working from an animated and putting somebody like that in a live action Marvel movie, and it could work. And one of the downsides, or I guess not one of the downsides, I guess something that they really didn't try to hide too much is that probably probably within the first maybe 30 minutes or 35 to 40 minutes of the movie, once a screenslaver is introduced, you I think you can pretty much figure out who it is. They don't tell you who it is, but then on the other hand, they don't really try to hide who it is. They don't try to throw you like any curveballs, like, oh, it might be this person or it might be this person. It's kind of straight on. If you watch and you just pay attention within that, after that first 30 45 minutes of when Screenslaver is on the screen, I think you're smart. I know you're smart. I think you can figure it out. So when it does come with the big reveal, it won't be that much of a surprise. It'll be like, oh snap, I didn't see that coming. That particular part or something happens, but you'll be like, oh, okay, I saw that. I saw that coming. So that wasn't too much of a surprise, but you did see that coming. The introduction of the other superheroes that they had, or the other supers that they had that also play like a little mini role in the story, was good. It was good to see some other supers from, I guess, some from past generations, and they had one or two new, a new one, and maybe a new one or two new ones, and then some from the past that showed up. Not really big roles, didn't really have a lot of big speaking roles or anything, but they were there. They were support characters and they did their job. They went ahead and they supported the story on to the end. So, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And at the end of the movie, no spoilers, no. There is a excuse me. There is a uh, and in true Disney fashion, they end the second one like they did the first one. They were all driving. This time they were driving in the car, and something happens, and then they all look at each other with that little. They all look at each other, and they get that little smirk on their face, and then they put the mask on their face, and then we do that again. So, is that leading up to an Incredibles 3? I hope so, because they kind of left it open, just like they did with the first one. They left it open. It's not a definite cliffhanger, but they did leave it open for another sequel. And hopefully in this one, either do like part two, they're either gonna pick up where they left off, or they may do something a little bit different, which I thought they were gonna do in the second one, but they didn't, which is fine. They're gonna go a couple of years later, and the kids are a little bit older. They're maybe teenagers going into adulthood. Jack is not a baby anymore. He's a little bit older, so then we can see a little bit more dynamic from that. We can kind of not totally fade the parents out, but we can kind of, like the parents will sit back, and then, maybe Incredibles 3 will be all about Dash, Violet, and Jack if he's old enough. But he should be like maybe like 10 or 11 or something like that by the time it comes. By the time Incredibles, I'm gonna say it, by the time Incredibles 3 comes out, Jack should be the same age as Dash, and Dash and Violet should be teenagers. They should be older than what they are now. So that's what I'm digging. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, it doesn't take another 14 years for them to do a part three if they are thinking about it, or if they started on it. Disney, if you're listening, don't take another 14 years. The first 14 years was enough, even though this was a fantastic movie. But let's not do another 14-year gap. Let's not make this a thing. Okay, let's not make this 14-year gap a thing. If we can shorten it to maybe 2 years, maybe three, that'd be perfect. So, uh, my outlook on that, awesome. This movie gets 5 out of 5 cookies. 5 out of 5. I don't have a cook. I have no cookies around here. But yeah, 5 out of 5 cookies. From me for this movie, Incredibles 2. If you haven't gone and seen it, please take on your day off, take off from work, call in sick, throat, whatever. You need to go see it. You need to go take this and you go see it. The first time you need to go see it by yourself. The second time, if you have kids and all that, take kids to go see it. But the first time is for you. If you're as old as I am, and you and you saw the first one in theaters, this one is definitely for you. You can take your kids. It's most definitely 100% a kids movie. But before you take the kids, you want to go see it by yourself or with your other adult friends. You can go see that so you can enjoy it, and then you can go take the kids and have them enjoy it, and then you can enjoy it all over again since you already know what's going to happen. You can let them see the wonder, let them enjoy it, but you go by yourself. So that's that. That's that. 5 out of 5 cookies. Go see it by yourself first, then go with the kids. We're done with that. Second part of this video now. The second part is I had a chance to go to the Disney store earlier today before I went to the movies, and I picked up a couple of action figures involving Incredibles 2. So that's what the second part of this video is. So sit back, relax, and this is my review of some Pixar toy box, not toys, action figures from Incredibles 2. Enjoy. Okay, so here we are at the collecting part of the video. We have these 4 individual figures from the Disney store. These are called Pixar Toy Box, and they are from, as I said, the Incredibles 2 movie. So we have Mr. Incredible, we have Mrs. Incredible, we have the daughter Violet, and we also have Dash, who comes with a bonus figure who comes with Edna. Comes with Edna mode as well. So he has 2 or 3, and we have these. Now, besides the Incredibles, as you'll also notice that each one of them comes with a Jack Jack figure as well. So Mr. Incredible has Johnny Storm. That's what I'm calling him. Call him Johnny Storm Jack Jack. Mrs. Incredible has just regular baby Jack Jack. Violet comes with Monster Jack. And Dash has what would appear to be, I guess, iron or titanium. Titanium Jack. Titanium Jack sounds pretty cool. That sounds like a cool little name. So Titanium Jack, Monster Jack, regular baby Jack in his onesie, and we also have Human Torch Flaming Jack, which is also going to be part of the movie. One of these, you got Flame Retardant Jack, and we also have the Monster Jack, which are in the movie. Baby Jack is in the movie, is it was, folks? This one, unfortunately, guess it's not a spoiler, or it could be, I guess not. But this one does not make an appearance in the movie. This little iron, steel, titanium version of Jack Jack does not make it, but it's replaced by something else. And we won't go into that here, but it's replaced by something else. All 4 of these figures are articulate, as you can see. They also arms, legs, head, joints move. So even down to the feet, move, knees, thighs, torso, head. Arms too as well. I think the arms move up and down and back and forth. So they are very articulate in that aspect. So they're not just like statues that you just put up and they pose and they just sit there. You can actually take these and you can put these into like action poses and things from the movie and things like that. So I think that's really cool that they went ahead and made these posable like that, like a real action figure instead of just like, like a paperweight statue or something that you can put on the something that just sits on this and just sit there. But this one, you can open them up, you can take them out, you can put them in battle action poses, you can put them in action poses against other action figures that you may have in your collection. So this is the Pixar toy box, the Incredibles version, because these are numbers 4 through 7. Numbers 1, 2, and 3, I'm not really sure what they are. I'm quite sure they're not part of the Incredibles collection. They may be part of something else, but numbers 4 through 7 are part of the Incredibles 2 line or the Incredibles line. Go ahead and pick these up at your local Disney store or maybe online. I got these for $12.95 each, so $13 each. Not bad. Not bad for what you get and the articulation and everything that comes with them. So $13, not bad at all. Not bad whatsoever.